YouTube, it's me, Bergie, and we're finally getting an adaptation that's hopefully going to be faithful to the books, but I think we will be, but I'll get into that. If you couldn't tell from the title of this video or my t-shirt, I will be talking about everything Percy Jackson in concern with the new adaptation that Rick Riordan today, as I'm filming, announced will be happening with Disney Plus, and you can't tell how excited I am. I've been waiting 13 years since I read the first book for a good adaptation to happen. We obviously got the ones that didn't go so well, that had Logan Lerman, Alexandra Daddario, and all of them, that wasn't very good, which sucks because Fox had the rights for the movie since 2001, which would have made Logan Lerman around 11 years old, and he would have been the perfect Percy Jackson, and I will die with that opinion. He would have been the perfect Percy Jackson. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about what Rick Riordan said, how I think the show should go, and also some casting things that I've been kind of thinking about since Rick Riordan first announced that he had an announcement to make, and we all pretty much figured it was going to be some kind of adaptation of the books. So, without further ado, if you do not know what Percy Jackson series is, you're under a rock, because these have been out since around 2000, 2001. It's my favorite series of all time, I think, which is a big thing to say. There are 5 books in the original series. There are a whole bunch of other series that are kind of tagged on with them, but from what we have that Rick Riordan has said, it's only on the first 5 books, the original Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. But I'll get into that later. I plan on having a review for this up at some point because, like I said, this is one of my favorite series of all time, and it's crazy that I have not put a review out for these books. I'm currently rereading them. I'm on the 3rd book, so hopefully by August, when I plan on posting the video, I'll have reread the majority of Rick Riordan's books. But with that being said, first off, he and his wife, Rick Riordan, and his wife, Becky, they posted a short 15-second video saying that they are going to be doing an adaptation with Disney Plus, and that they are going to be kind of consulted very often. Like, they're gonna have a big hand in the show. I won't have the video here, but I'll try to remember to link it so that way if you guys have missed it, you can see it. He also wrote this little paragraph, which I will read out, and I'll also have a picture here. He said, "Hey Percy Jackson fans, for the past decade you worked hard to champion a faithful on-screen adaptation of Percy Jackson's world. Some of you have even suggested it would be a great series for Disney Plus. We couldn't agree more. We can't say much more at this stage, but we are very excited about the idea of a live-action series of the highest quality, following the storyline of the original Percy Jackson 5-book series, starting with The Lightning Thief in Season 1. Rest assured that Becky and I will be involved in person in every aspect of the show. There will be much more news in the future, but for now we have a lot of work to do. Buckle up, demigods. It's going to be a fantastic, exciting ride," and I think that sums it up perfectly, because if you've been a fan of Percy Jackson, as a lot of the fans are, you're excited. You can't wait. I nearly had a conniption when I found out that it was actually going to happen. But with that being said, he does state that there will be 5 seasons, 1 for each of the 5 books. Now, with that, I think there's a number of ways that each book can be separated. It could go every chapter, but I think that's very unlikely because they have around 20 chapters and all of them are short. So I have a feeling they're going to group 2 or 3 in each episode to make it around, what's that? Let's see, 3 into 24 is 6, so maybe around 6 episodes. And I think that would be great because they can be long enough then that they get all of the information in from each chapter while also still having a plot and being cohesive, if you know what I mean. Now, other than that, there's not much we can say as of yet about like how it'll be broken down, and I'm honestly, if I had planned out a little bit more. I probably could have given more of my thoughts on how they could break this up, but I'm not going to do that now because I'm too excited. I just want to be able to get this video out as soon as possible, and yeah, so I might do something with that a little bit later on, but as of right now, I'm thinking it'll be like 3 chapters per episode, hopefully, around that. Now, the thing that I was kind of most excited for was giving my thoughts on how the casting should go. Now, like I said, Logan Lerman would have been the perfect Percy Jackson if they had gotten him at age 11 when Fox first got the rights to the books to make into a movie. However, Logan Lerman is now in his late 20s and obviously cannot play Percy Jackson if we want the adaptation to be faithful to the books. So, for Percy Jackson, it was really hard to find someone who's currently acting that I thought fit Percy perfectly. Now, after some searching, I did find someone who I think is okay. Again, it's not perfect, and honestly, I think for a lot of the younger actors for Percy Jackson, they will probably get more lesser known, if not new actors and actresses. But if I was going to cast them now, this is what my casting would be. So, after searching for a while, for Percy, I found Jacob Tremblay, who is, let's see, he's 14 years old, which is still not 12, but it's a lot closer to 12 than what 18, 19, 20 is. So I think he would be good. Now, part of the reason why I selected him is how he looks. A lot of these are going to be based on the appearance of the characters. But also, I feel like he has a good range that would be able to envelope all of the aspects and traits that Percy is. For example, he was in Room, which is kind of the thriller movie. I haven't seen it. A lot of these actors I haven't seen in actual movies. I'm just going off what they are known for and the little that I know about the movies or TV shows that they were in. So he was in Room, which is a thriller. He was also in Wonder, which is more of a contemporary, like, heartfelt movie, and I feel like if he did very well in that, he might be able to get more of the serious, sadder aspects of Percy Jackson. But he was also in Good Boys, which was a comedy, I think, created by Seth Rogen, I feel like. I'm not sure, but it was a funny R-rated movie. So on that account, I think he would be able to capture Percy's humor and sarcasm. So I think he is the best that I've found for Percy. Annabeth, I'm a little bit more confident in my choice, and she is McKenna Grace. She is also 14 years old, so at least her and Percy would be at the same age, so it won't be like a 14-year-old and like a 12-year-old or something like that. But what really made me want her to be Annabeth is that she was in the movie Gifted, where she plays a very intelligent young girl. And I think if she was able to get that intelligence without seeming too fake, I think that would make the perfect Annabeth. Again, appearance-wise, she does look like Annabeth, and I'm pretty sure she has like light blue to gray eyes. The only thing with her, and also Jacob Tremblay, who I had for Percy, and a lot of the other actors, they'd probably need some kind of either contact lens, colored contact lens, or they would have to have some kind of special effects that would change their eye color, because eye color is very hard to get perfect for each character, and I think with the Percy Jackson series in particular, having the correct eye color is like important, which I'll get into more with Thalia, even though I'm only talking mostly for Percy Jackson. All of the casting is pretty much for all of the books in this series, because I wasn't able to get all of the ones or find perfect actors or actresses for some of the characters, so I figured I might as well give the ones that I liked or thought were very, very well chosen for this. this is very wordy, I know, I'm sorry, but I'm doing this purely off of emotions after having found out that it is getting adapted. But anyway, like I said, I really think McKenna Grace would be a great option for this. And again, she has a lot of the more serious stuff, I feel like, that would give her more dimension to play Annabeth. I wasn't able to find anyone for Grover or Chiron. Now, Mr. D. Now, a lot of the casting for the Percy Jackson movies that were awful adaptations of the books, they only got, in my eyes, one character perfectly cast, and that was Mr. D, because Stanley Tucci is just like the sass master, and he could play the perfect Dionysus. I really want him to come back to play Dionysus. It would be amazing. For Thalia, I think I'm pretty confident for her casting choice that I made, and that is Daphne Keane. Now, she would have to wear some kind of blue contacts or have it edited in post-production or whatever, because she has brown eyes, and Thalia really needs like those electric blue eyes. But I think she encapsulates the perfect like punk child. And she is a year older than who I've casted for Percy and Annabeth, which is okay. It's not the best. If there was someone like maybe a year or two older than her, it would be better. But I think she could get the toughness of Thalia perfectly, because she was in Logan. She was in His Dark Materials. So I think she would be a great choice for Thalia. Sally Jackson. Now, Sally is an amazing mother, so we need someone to play her really well. And my first thought was Marissa Tomei. Partially because she played a great aunt, the little of the scenes that we saw her in the Spider-Man movies, the more recent ones. But I think she also has a great range. She has like the humor from like My Cousin Vinny and Anger Management. And honestly, I think she would be great for this. A lot of the adults and also the gods especially, I think should be played by more well-known actors to kind of give them a little bit more, not realness, but more celebrity than the more mortal characters throughout these. There are some exceptions, again, with Sally Jackson being Marissa Tomei, but I think she'd be able to tone down her like celebrityness in order to play Sally Jackson very well. A lot of the gods and goddesses, I'm not 100% sold on the choices I made, but like for Zeus, I have Harrison Ford because I feel like he encapsulates like the regalness and also the anger that Zeus would need, and like just the power. I feel like Harrison Ford would be great for that. Hades, I think perfect Hades would be Hugh Laurie, because in House he's like very sarcastic and angry a lot too, but more of like a subdued angriness, while I feel like Harrison Ford is more like he'll yell at you, and we need that more for Zeus. With Hades, I feel like it's more of a kind of calm, quiet anger that explodes when it builds up too much. And I feel like I picked Hugh Laurie because he reminds me more of like the Disney cartoon of Hercules. Like he plays the Hades, or he seems like he could be the Hades of that, and I think that's the kind of Hades we would need for this. I think a great Hermes would be Jake Gyllenhaal, again because of the most recent Spider-Man movies, because of how crazy he was in that, and like trickstery he was. I feel like it's a perfect fit for that. And I feel like because Hermes does get angry towards the end of the books because of his concern for Luke, he could play that very well. Oh, Rachel is Elizabeth Dare. Now, for a lot of the kid actors, I didn't want to just do the easy thing and just cast all of the child actors from It or Stranger Things, because that would be too obvious, and I don't think they would do that. But there was one actress from that I think would be the perfect Rachel Elizabeth there, and I think it's obvious who it is. That would be Sadie Sink. Not only is she a ginger, but I feel like she would be able to capture Rachel Elizabeth Dare's quick speaking ability, like her ability to talk very fast and like off the top of her head. So yeah, I think she's the only one from those like popular kid actors that I would want to see in this TV show. There are some other ones that I did write down, but again, they're my least confident choices for them, and they're just mostly because I think they could be a good choice. So for Aphrodite, I'd say Margot Robbie. For Athena, I would say Blake Lively, because again, for her, I think she does have close to grayish eyes, and I don't know, for some reason I've always pictured Athena as being blonde because of Annabeth, so I figured her and McKenna Grace could potentially look similar. Hera, I thought Linda Cardinelli would be a great fit for that, because she does look very homely, and I don't mean that in like a negative way. Like, she looks like she can be the mother of everything, which is what Hera basically is. But at the same time, I feel like she could be like serious enough and sort of crazy and angry to the extent that Hera kind of is, especially with her in like Legally Blonde. I think she would be a good choice for Hera. For Demeter, I wanted Jennifer Aniston, and that's partially because Jennifer Aniston is Greek, so I feel like there has to be at least one Greek actor who is cast in this adaptation, but other than that, nothing. No other reason. For Persephone, I thought Daisy Ridley would be a good option. Again, kind of because she kind of could look-ish like Jennifer Aniston, maybe? I don't know if that's pushing it. I just thought of that. I just thought that they might look somewhat similar if they both had like the same hair color. Oh, for Daedalus, I really think this is a good one, Ian McKellen, because I feel like if they kept his hair short, and what movie was he in that he kind of had the short hair and was kind of, but I don't know, like I was thinking of famous actors from like a lot of fantasy movies. Okay, so I didn't have enough space on my phone, so I had to delete a whole bunch of pictures and stuff. So I think that's a sign that I should stop now, given that a lot of my choices were not good ones as it was. I just wanted to get this video out there so that way we can discuss our thoughts on the upcoming Percy Jackson TV show that will be on Disney+. So let me know how you felt about all of the choices I had made for casting. Let me know any of your perfect castings, especially for the ones that I haven't mentioned, like the characters I haven't mentioned, namely like Grover, all of the gods and goddesses that I haven't mentioned, some of the other children actors and actresses. But like I said before, I feel like with the kids at least, they should probably pick either up and coming or very new actors and actresses, so that way they can grow with the characters, both in experience and as I think it would be a perfect opportunity to give new children actors and actresses the chance to star in this, like, what's definitely going to be a very popular show, because at the very least all of the Percy Jackson book fans are going to watch this. Another thing is, I know a lot of the casting choices I made were predominantly white, and in the perfect Percy Jackson casting, that would not be the case at all, because Rick Riordan is so adamant to show diversity in all respects. So if you also have any people of color choices for casting, that would be amazing. I'm so excited for this to be happening, and I hope that all of this coronavirus ends soon, not just because of Percy Jackson, but like it would be nice for Percy Jackson as well, so that way they can start making headway in it, so that way maybe this time next year we'll be getting the first season, although that's probably a little too optimistic. But I want this soon, because I've been waiting 13 years. I don't want to be waiting much more. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Who would you cast? And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!